This course is for people in engineering, design, and product roles across all levels. Really, anyone who has an interest in growing their knowledge of web standards, specifically focused around component-oriented approaches to the modern web. In order to be successful with this course, you need to have a working knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You don't need to be an expert in any of these technologies, but you do need to have built out several projects and put them into production. I think it's also important to note that we're going to be focusing on the client side, on browser technologies, so you don't need any experience with server-side development or any particular server-side technology, including Node.js. This course covers modern component-oriented development on the web, and that means web components because that's the standard for components on the web. But really, web components is a lens through which we'll look at a variety of different standards. So we're going to be looking at styling, including CSS container queries and logical properties, so a number of modern styling techniques. We're going to be looking at forms and integration with forms, and working with form data. We're going to be looking at accessibility. We're going to be looking at DOM APIs, both the core manipulation APIs and querying APIs of the DOM, but also more interesting and advanced APIs like mutation observers and microtask queuing. So a very wide variety of web standards will be covered, all while building web components. In addition to just building simple components and looking at the standards, we're also going to look at design systems and the techniques and technical strategies involved in implementing a design system. And then we're also going to use that design system to build a progressive web app. So we'll be looking at a variety of topics around application development with web components, including things like building your own standards-based router, handling modal dialogues in a standards-based way, etc. So lots of topics there. Then, of course, we'll also look at modern tools and libraries to use when working with these standards. This course is broken down into 13 modules with over 160 videos, and that totals over 15 hours of video content alone. Also included with the course is a custom learning experience which contains all of the demos that we'll be looking at in the course, all the notes and all the slides, and that's perpetually available to you with everything downloadable or runnable in the browser. So there's a ton of content that you can not just learn from, but continue to reference going forward across everything you work on in the future. There's a massive amount of content in this course, so I wanted to make sure that I gave you several different plans to help you get through this content successfully. The first and recommended plan, the standard plan, is an 11-week plan that effectively has you doing about one module per week for those 11 weeks. You would spend the first half of the week watching videos and the second half working on the exercises. If that's too fast for you, I've also provided a 22-week plan, which has you consuming the videos in 1 week and then giving you a whole week to work on the exercises. And if you're under tight time constraints and need to aggressively learn the content, I have an aggressive 6-week schedule as well that involves you doing about 2 modules per week, roughly every other day, shifting between videos and exercises. Hi there, I'm Rob Eisenberg, and I've been working deeply in the UI engineering and architecture space for about 20 years. I've worked with over 100 companies and worked in dozens of different industries shipping applications to production. I've worked in native platforms, I've worked in gaming platforms like Unity, and I've worked extensively on the web. Over the years, I've built all kinds of libraries and frameworks, again, on both native, gaming, and web platforms. And these frameworks have been used by tens of thousands of companies all over the world. In fact, I built one of the very first MVVM libraries in existence and did a lot of work to propagate the MVVM design pattern, including helping to coin the model first variant of MVVM, which is what most of the industry is moving towards today in the JavaScript library space. I worked with Google on Angular. I built several other libraries such as Durandal and Aurelia. And most recently, I worked for Microsoft building the Web Components Foundation for the company, which was used by over 1,500 teams at Microsoft and is the core of Microsoft's Fluent UI design system implementation and web components. Those components built by the design system team and by those 1,500 teams have been shipped to over 1 billion customers all over the world and are used in many products that you know of. I've also spent time working on the JavaScript language, participating in TC39 meetings to help design decorators, and currently I'm working on the Signals potential standard. I've also worked with W3C for many years, working on web component standards, which you'll be learning about in this course. Well, obviously, I hope you enjoy the course, but in the event that you don't, I'm offering a 30-day money-back guarantee. What I will say is this, though, that if you truly want to get value from the course, you have to not just watch the videos, but take time to do the exercises. It's very important to take this content seriously and put the effort in on your side. If you do that, I'm confident you'll get a ton of value out of the course and you'll be quite happy with the end result. Yes, absolutely. If you make it through all the content, there is a certificate of completion. It's something that you, of course, can add to your resume and your LinkedIn profile.